Pretty good cup of coffee. Hello. Oh, it is good to see you guys. Happy morning. Well, just like yesterday, there really isn't that much news today. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to kind of let our foot off the gas a little bit. Just have a good time. And peruse the news together. Really, there's stuff happening. Don't get me wrong. There's always stuff happening. But in terms of like a news headline, the tsunami, which we'll cover. We had tsunami warnings here on the West Coast where I'm at. That was kind of fun. Everybody was losing their stuff. They didn't know what to do. What do I do in a tsunami? What's going to happen? I don't know. Call somebody. Anyhow, that is what took place yesterday. Powerful quake caused a tsunami endangering United States, Russia, and Japan. And I'd be lying if I didn't think, hey, you know what? I was wondering, did somebody set off a nuke? And is that what caused this? Because this is a massive earthquake, man. An 8.7. I heard rumors of 8.8 at one point. How many times can I say point in one sentence? Well, struck off of Russia's far eastern Kamchatka, I don't know, peninsula on Wednesday, generating a tsunami of up to 4 meters. That's 13 feet, damaging buildings and prompting evacuation warnings in the area and across most of Japan's east coast, officials said. Now, we got our warnings here, and we didn't really know what was going to happen. And then later on, it came out that we were going to get hit with about like 1 foot waves or something, nothing crazy. And that's what I was hoping for, just a big surf. But it's always kind of spooky, ooky, freaky deaky when you got tsunami warnings coming. I mean, they were closing down the beaches here. They were putting out the lifeguards on the towers were saying, oh, we're get the hell off the beach. But, the good news is you guys were there for me. You know what I mean? Just come here real quick. Hold on. Serious time. Yep, this is our meeting. Powwow. Powwow. Everybody get in. Put your arms around each other like you did in PE. You guys were there for me. The outpouring that I saw from the Patriot community was something like I've never seen before. The love, the generosity. I'm kidding. There wasn't one damn message from any one of you. Nobody cares about me. Oh, not a damn message, Patriots. Not a damn email. Not a damn tweet. Hey, I sure hope Brad's okay. I'm teasing you. But a small bit of truth in there. I personally don't care. But I thought it'd make for a funny bit. Hopefully you got a good laugh out of it. I know I did. Anywho, today's earthquake was serious and the strongest in decades of tremors, said in a video post on Telegram. A tsunami with the height of 3 to 4 meters. That's about, I hate when they do meters, man. It throws me off. Does it do that for anybody else too? It's kind of like when they say, oh, the ship's going at 20 knots. That doesn't help me at all. I know that the length of a knot used to be a certain distance back in the day. Like, look, I get it. All right, I could do a little math in my head. But it'd be nice to just give me the feet. You know what I mean? Let's stop playing with the 3 to 4 meter thing. Let's give me 10 to 13 feet so I don't have to figure it out. Let's make things a little bit simpler for Brad, okay? The world, if you haven't noticed, revolves around me. Okay? Was recorded in parts of, this place. Regional Minister for Emergency Situations said, urging people to move away from the shoreline of the peninsula. Well, I mean, what else are you going to urge them to do? Get closer to the water? Come on. The Japanese came out with their weather emergency and upgraded its warning, saying it's expected that tsunami waves could be up to 10 feet. You know, they had to be losing their stuff, right? You know, they were freaking out over there in Japan. I mean, they've seen some stuff, right? I mean, the Japanese have seen some stuff. Yeah, Cali was the entire West Coast was at risk yesterday. Yeah. The entire West Coast, not just Cali. It was actually pretty hairy. It was pretty hairy. Like, I'm a hairy guy, but it was pretty hairy for about 10 minutes in the sense of we didn't know what was going to happen. And then finally they came out and said, yeah, you guys can get like a 1 foot waves. I'm like, all right, well, fun's over. So anyways, that's what happened yesterday. I guess there was some people that were injured. In all, we'll kind of look at some footage here and see if anybody has anything good. I didn't really hear much of anybody experiencing anything, which is pretty remarkable for allegedly a tsunami. So let's see our latest here. So this is pretty much looks like what Japan was getting hit with allegedly. Now, whenever I go on X like this and I haven't sourced this stuff out, just be careful. But it looks like they were just getting some big waves as well. I mean, it's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely doing some damage, but it's not like what we saw with the previous tsunamis where things were going real south, where that sucker was plowing through whole neighborhoods and everything like that. So that's what took place. Oh, here's the earthquake in Russia. Wow, that has to suck, man. You're on the operating table getting surgery and there's a massive freaking 8.7 earthquake like that. That sucks. There was one where a lady was like in a store or something like that, and that rocked her pretty good. But if you notice, I mean, it's not, I don't want to say it's not terrible. It's bad. I mean, it looks like that got up pretty high right there. This looks much stronger tsunami than expected. No, I don't think so. I mean, I could be missing something. But massive traffic. Everybody's giving Oprah, let's find that. Everybody's giving Oprah Winfrey a bunch of crap. She was trending yesterday, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why is Oprah trending? What are people talking about? Well, let me show you. So Oprah was trending. And people on Maui, Hawaii, were trying to escape the tsunami and were begging Oprah to open her private road to higher ground, and she's still refusing. Time is running out. So I guess this is Oprah's private road. Now, people seem to be sourcing this out, so I'm going to take it as truth. But what they had to do was go all the way around here to get to high ground. Or you could have just taken Oprah's road and just cut all the way across. Now, I mean, people are like, oh, why won't Oprah open a road? Maybe she's not even there. I don't know. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But here's what that looked like. Just kind of the typical end of the world style traffic that you saw on kind of Independence Day. Yep. Just bumper to bumper. Air raid sirens going off. Whoop! I'm trying to see if we can... Oh, so I guess it was kind of... Man, you just never know with some of this footage. So here's a aerial of some stuff. So I guess it was kind of bad in some areas. Like coastal flooding, But it looks like it did some damage here. Hopefully nobody was overly hurt. That would suck. But when I think of a tsunami now, I'm thinking like what we saw back in the day, right? What was that? Was that 2008 or before? I forgot when that major tsunami hit Japan. That's what I think of when I think of like things going south. When I see a little bit of coastal flooding, hell, we see that in California. I still don't want it to happen, but it could have been way worse. That's for sure. My family was in that traffic line. He said it was terrible. I'm sure it was. Well, it's, like I said, when you already have an idea of what a tsunami looks like and how devastating it could be, you take it serious and you get the hell out of Dodge, man. You don't mess around with that stuff. There's also this taking place. ABC's The View hosted 102 liberal guests and 0 conservatives so far in 2025. Don't worry, there's no bias there. I I don't know if Benny Johnson was right. We covered Benny Johnson, I think it was last week. You know, ABC has an agreement to basically have a national broadcasting station that if you hook up a TV, you basically just automatically get. Well, you're not supposed to push propaganda and bias through that, right? And they basically been playing the system and getting away with it. And so that's why there's a lot of talk that The View might be canceled, because they have or are putting ABC in jeopardy of being removed off of TV. Yeah, exactly. No bias at all, right? Even after the funding was cut, NPR acts like the DNC radio. This is the toughest part of Pete Buttigieg's interview. I'm not going to watch that. I just don't, like, there's certain, the DNC, man, is just so, I don't even know what they're pushing. You know what I mean? I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know what they're doing for the American people. I don't know who's their front runner. I see what I see right now is Gavin Newsom is making a very, very hard push to be the front runner. I think he will be. As of right now, that's going to be my guess. If somebody said, hey, you know what? Who you put your money on right now? It's going to be Gavin Newsom. I don't see anybody else. I don't see anybody else that could possibly do it. He's the most weasel of president or of politicians. The guy's a nut job, man. He really, really is. Some bad news, but also could have been worse news. Tim Burchett got kicked by a horse. Some of you call that a, nah. I was going to make a joke, but it wouldn't have landed. It was stupid. It was, like I told you, we're taking it easy today, man. We're taking it easy. Everybody take a breath. Just kind of slow going this morning. It's nice. The kids aren't running around. You know, the wife's still in bed or the husband's still sleeping. Just you and I. Just you and daddy. Just having a good time here. If the Tennessee tough mantra was ever in doubt, one House Republican just made a strong case for why people from the volunteer state are no pushovers. Is Tennessee the volunteer state? I did not know that. Interesting. Like a bunch of people volunteer all the time or what? I mean, or is that just like a military term? Like, because maybe in World War II, they had a ton of volunteers come out of hell. I don't know. Tim Burchett, maybe somebody from Tennessee can explain that to all of us. Why are you guys called the volunteer state? Or hell, are you going to make me look it up? Am I going to have to look it up? His team announced on Tuesday that the congressman was kicked by a horse over the weekend and not only lived to tell the tale, but has been keeping up with his August recess plans despite a broken rib. Damn, dude. That's, I will say that's a pretty tough guy, man. Because that will, hell, you can't breathe right. It hurts to breathe. You're older. And when you can't breathe right, that lowers your energy level. The guy needs to rest. While working on his farm over the weekend, Congressman Burchett was actually kicked by a horse. He suffered a broken rib and bruising, but hasn't missed a beat. He spoke in a Maury County last night and has a full slate of district events throughout the week. Damn, man. Kudos to that guy, dude. I do think the older you get, the more important it is to, you know, maintain your health. So I hope that he doesn't push himself too hard and actually overly injure himself. You know, maybe it's a cracked rib. Not that that's any better. It's still freaking painful. But, you know, I wish him a speedy recovery, just like I do with all people. See, I'm not like the psycho left here. When somebody gets injured, I really don't care who it is. If it's Joe Biden or Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Tim Burchett, it doesn't matter to me. I wish people a speedy recovery because I'm not a psycho. Now, some of you in the chat are psychos. I know you. Some of you in the chat are definitely psychos.